Yes, we are live. I think let's check everything. Is everything okay? Yeah, I think everything should be okay. Mm, Let me confirm. Yeah, yeah. So we are live. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. mm, Okay. Right. So the last time you were working on our app. We're working on our app, our Box app, but we've been away from it for some time, so we are back now. We're back now, so let's get the coding started. Yeah, so let's first bring out our emulator. Let's launch the emulator and then we go through the code and see what we have to change and what we have to keep. Okay, our emulator is set. Okay. Then we go to the app, select our emulator, and then let's first run it. Hmm. Okay. So what we do first is to log out from here, and then we sign back in, right? Uh, Okay. Yeah. So let's see. We have this. We have this. Okay. We would have to redesign all this card to make it make sense, but for now we can leave it. But the goal right now is to get a screen and also get the screen. We'll retouch on the screen, right? This one is already done. Transactions. Yeah, I don't know if we would have to change something. I think we have to change this icons, right? Uh, Completed transactions and then failed transactions. We have to change that icon. Okay, so I think from here we'll have to design active boxes. Huh, how am I even gonna go with this? How am I even gonna go with this? But I don't know. But let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, um. So I'm looking at. Uh, Let me see. Let's go back to files and then check what we have, right? So let's go on one of these screens and then see. I'm yawning, guys. Feels like I'm tired when I literally just woke up. Yeah, so let's duplicate one of these screens and try do some skirmishes on it and then see how it's gonna be like, right? So I duplicate the screen, pull it all the way here. Then I'm gonna take off all this. Yeah, I'm even gonna take off this. I'm gonna take this away. Okay, so assuming, right? Assuming we are on this screen, let me replace it. This. What's the size? 32, 32. So if I should bring this here, right? So that means we are on this particular screen, right? So assuming we are on this screen, what can I do with this now? What can I do? What can I do with this? Uh, so let's draw a box, right? Let's first use a pen and then try to figure out some things. Right? Where's the pen? Let me see. Okay. So if we are looking at the active boxes, if we are looking at the active boxes, we can have something like normally the box icon. We can have something like the box icon, and we can have something like the box name. All right. We can have something like the box name. And then after the box name, I think we can, yeah, that's all I can, I'm thinking right. That's all I'm thinking. So if we have the box name, what can we have down here? I think maybe a little description about the box. And then, what again? Hmm, should we have something here? I'm not sure. So let's say we have the box profile, and then we have the box name, and then we have the contribution amount, right? So The amount that the users are contributing, I think we can have it here. So we can have that after the below the box name, we can have like uh cities 20. So that means in each box, in that particular box, 20 cities has been contributed, right? So yeah, so I think all right. So we have box icon. Okay, the profile of the box. We will have the box name, right? And then we have the amount that's being contributed for that particular box. All right. Yeah. So I think something like this would make a lot of sense. So we can go to our design. Then we now go to active boxes, right? So let's go to features, home page, and then widgets. Okay. So we are no more using this home page. We are using this home, right? So I think this is where we go. Yeah, all my active boxes. So we have the app bar. Then we have this. So this is going to be a single child scroll view. So what I thought I took this. I don't like this autocomplete. Oh, I don't like this autocomplete. So oh, I always want to take off this autocomplete. I thought I did that, but it seems like it seems like it came back again. I don't like this autocomplete. I just want to write my code. I know what I'm writing. You can't. I took that off. Let's code completion. Hmm. So automatically insert single suggestions for basic completion, type matching, show suggestions as you type, enable pop-up of tag name. So I want to take the code completeness is insert default argument values in completions. I took this off. I took this off. I took this off. I took this off. And when I apply, I go back here and then my child, and it's still showing it, Charlie. Yeah, it's still showing it. This thing is very stubborn. Like, I don't want you to show me what to do. I know what to do, Charlie. Hmm, natural languages. Oh, so completion, right? This is okay. Grammar and style, yeah. The inline completion, right? Enable AI binary suggestions. 'Suggestions. Let me try this and see. Let me try this and see. Because it's still giving the code completion, guys. It's still giving the code completion. I don't want that. Okay, so let me just forget it and move on to my code. So we can have our padding, all right, and then it's going to be a constant edge insets, all right. Let me just call symmetric. Yeah, so we are going to have the horizontal one being 16 pads away. Then we are going to have the child of this pad being a single child screw view. Yeah, we can literally do this. Let's swap it with the parent. Okay, so we can swap it with the parent, right? Let me do it this way. Am I using center? Oh, yeah, so we're gonna have to do this single child scroll view, and then the padding child will just be a column, right? Then we are gonna have the children, right? So in that children, let me see what we have. Um, so let me check some two, three things, and then we move on. Mm, yeah, okay. Yeah, so in the children, we are gonna have this is what we want to do. I think this is what we want to do, right? We want to have the name and then the other stuff they say. We want to have the group profile, which is the box profile, and then above it we'll have this, right? And then we have this. So we can use list style for that. Where is the emulator? Yeah, so we can use list style for that, right? So we are going to have leading. The leading will be a cycle avatar, right? And then we are going to have a title. Then for the title, we are going to use text. And then we will say box name, all right? And then in the subtitle, we are going to use text as well. Stop giving me suggestions. We are going to use the text as well. Then we will say GSS 230. Yeah. So let's rerun. So this is what we are gonna have if we are going with this particular method, right? So we are gonna have the box icon, which is the box name, and then we are gonna have the box profile, the box name, and then we will have the contribution amount, right? So let's say the box name is New Year Family Family Savings. So if we do that, so this becomes the box name and then this. Now let's check some few things. Assuming the box name becomes very long, all right, let's see if we are going to have an overflow of that. So let's do this. And then this is what we have, right? So we would have to make sure that we limit the the length of the name, right? We have to limit the length. If not, it will become a lot. So what we will do is to undo this, or let me just keep one of this. Uh-huh. Let me keep one of this, and then we are going to give this a limit, right? So let's say the title, we can literally wrap the title, or we can make it, so we can do this to it, right? We can literally just do, we can put some few constraints in there. So at the top here, we can say string, right? String, and then we say get box title, or we can say normalized box title, right? So normalized box title, and then in the normalization, we are gonna have this, right? So we'll first take the title of the box, all right, which is the box name, and then we will write a few strings here. So we are gonna do return, all right, return title dot length if the length is greater than this. If the length is greater than, let's say, 15, let's say 15 text, right? No, 16 text. If the length is greater than that, then we are gonna have, I hate this. Stop giving me that. We are gonna have title dot substring 0, and then we will take 15 of it, and then we will do, so it's gonna be this way. We are gonna have this, all right. We are gonna have this 1, 2, 3, and then we will do title. Yeah, so what we are saying is that now if the title is more than 15 characters, if the title is more than 16 characters, limit it to 15 characters and bring this 1, 2, 3, which is the ellipsis, or just return the title itself. So that's what we are doing, right? So when we come here, we will just normalize this title, right? So normalize this title, and then we put the title in here. Now let's see what we have. Yeah. So now this is what we have. Thank you for the like, thank you for the gifts, and thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And also, please don't forget to follow and also join my YouTube. As you can see, I'm live on both platforms. Yeah. So now back to the code. Yawuze, Yawuze. Thank you very much. KU and then Billy. I have exams, so I go follow, bro. More time. All right, sure, bro. I go follow back soon. Yeah. So what we are doing here is I've already explained what the normalize is doing. So what you can do is do this. Now we can see that with the 15 text, it's kind of very small, so we can make it 18. 18 will it'll also be very, a lot. So let's what do you think we should do? So let's make this 24 and keep this at 23. Yeah, so this is okay. I think this way it's better. Yeah, so if we should take this, right? If we should take this away now, we have this. So we are able to normalize our text now. So the heading is okay, the subheading is also okay. Now, the next thing you can do is to duplicate all this, but we have to make it on tap so that when the user taps on it, thank you KYU. How do I pronounce it? Is it KU or KU? Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the likes and challenge. Thank you very much. Yeah, so back to the code. What we can do is to make sure we make the list style clickable so that when the user taps on it, we will navigate the user to that particular box, right? We have that implementation here. We are trying to spread all this into simple screens, right? Because this app is going to be available for uh, just normal people, right? Someone that's so like that's even getting new to tech, right? Or to mobile apps and all those things. So if you want to translate what they do locally to a digital realm, then you have to make it very easy for them to use, right? So I think this thing is too packed. This homepage is too packed. That's why I've extended the design to separating all these things to having active boxes, and then to creating a new box, to having a transaction history. When you click on transaction, it gives you a little history of what you've done. And then from there, we have a settings. So in the settings, maybe you're just changing your name or something like that. That's what we will do there. So currently we have this done. It's very simple, not much, just a list of your transactions, no long talk. Yeah. What we can do is, should we make it deletable? Nah, I won't. This history is going to be here. You won't delete it. And for this, so we have our active boxes. All we have to do is to make it clickable. Yeah. So list style have an on tap function by default. So we're just gonna call the on tap function. All right. On tap, what are we doing? Mm, on tap to do, we will navigate to, sorry, we will navigate to box dashboard. Yeah, so on top of this, we are navigating to the box dashboard, which is what we have here. When you go to all active boxes and we navigate to box dashboard. Yeah, so this is what we have. We also have to retouch on all the screen. Yeah, so that's what we are doing. So now what I have to do is when you click on all, instead of taking you to this screen, we'll rather push you to the screen. Yeah. So let me see. How does it look like? It looks like this. We are gonna replace it with this. Yeah. So let's go back to home and then let's locate home page, right? Let's locate home page. And when the user clicks on all, how do you search for all? Yeah, let's say when the user clicks for all, oh, it's gonna be a lot looking for that. Thank you for the shares, Honorable Engineer Hubert. Thank you for the share. I hope you guys follow and like. And also, don't forget to check out my YouTube. I have a lot of contents in there. We go live all the time, so you can check them out. Yeah, so when we go to our all, we have a refresh indicator here. Thank you, Judge Patrick. Thank you for the follow. I will check back to you when the live is done. Yeah, so I'm looking for the all button, this button, right? When we click on it, we're supposed to be routed to this screen now because this is going to be our new screen. Or better still, I can just take it all from here, all right? Yeah, it can be here though. I'm going to keep the UI simple. So let me first go and check this out. Let's focus on this. When we are done, then we add that up. So now we have our on-click function, which is when we tap it, navigates to this particular boxes screen, right? So what we can do now is to make this list style, right? We will make this list style widgets, right? So we can build widgets and then we'll say build list style, or let's say build box list, right? So we can say build box list. And then in building the box list, we are gonna return this, right? So we are gonna return our list style. Then in returning the list style, we can do this. Guys, I tried taking off this. I tried. Thank you for the share. Thank you all for the share, Mr. Sadman. Thank you for the share. Guys, I tried taking off the autocomplete, and this thing is so stubborn. It doesn't want to go out. I don't know why, but we just have to keep it like that for now. So I'm gonna use required. So when creating the list, we know we require the box name, right? The box name we are gonna require, mm, and then the box. Hey, sorry. We are requiring the box title, right? And then we are requiring the subtitle as well. So um, we are not going to call it subtitle. I think that will be out of scope on what we are designing, because this is supposed to be the box name. This is supposed to be the box name and then the contribution amount, right? So even our box title have to be changed. We have to change our box title to we have to change our box title to box name, right? And then we have to change this to contribution amount. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. So we have to change it to contribution amount. What am I writing, guys? Yeah. So when we change that to contribution amounts, and then we also have to take the box ID, but it's not available now. So we'll do that later. But we can equally add it, right? And go to string and then call it box ID. And then we call it box ID, right? So in here we are gonna have the box name, right? And then in here we are gonna have I already have all this text somewhere. So what I have to do is see what this thing is doing to me. Oh, I don't want you to auto just anything. We are gonna call our box labels, and then we are gonna call GH, right? And then when we call GH, then we call on our contribution amount, all right? So now we are gonna have this. We are gonna have this, and then when we come in here, all we are doing is we are gonna replace. We have this in the column, so we are gonna do this. Instead of this, we can just create a list, right? We are going to use the spread operator. If you are new to the spread operator, if you do Java and you are new to the spread operator, I have a video on my YouTube explaining it in a short form, like in a very short, was it short? Yeah, in a very short and concise manner. So you can go check it out. Yeah, so you can go check it out. Yeah, so what we are going to do is I'm going to use the spread operator here. I'll use the spread operator to generate a list of maybe 5, 6, 7, 15 box entities, right? So the list operator goes like this. So when you go to children, like that, you do one, two, three, and then you call on the list. So we are gonna have a list of 15 items. So we're gonna have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, zero, one, another one. So this, I didn't ask you to do that for me. Yes, so then we are gonna map and call it maybe ID or whatever, right? We are gonna call it ID or whatever. Then we do this. Then in that we will return the build box list, right? So in returning the build box list, we are gonna have the box ID, the box name, and then the contribution amounts. Those are the things that we are gonna have, right? So we are gonna have the box name, box ID, and then the contribution amount. So let's do box ID. We'll change all this, but let's keep it box ID. And then the box name, then we'll call it Family New Year Box. All right. And then the contribution amount, we are going to do it, let's say I'm in Ghana, so we are going to have, let's say 230 cedis. Yeah. So when we refresh this, we're supposed to have a lot of boxes, right? So let's rerun this. And now we have a lot of boxes. Can you see that? We have lots of boxes. Yeah. So assuming you are part of a box, you're gonna have this number of boxes on your screen. Yeah. So the next thing we can do is we can make, let's try to make the box title bold and see. All right, let's try to make the box title bold. So let's say style. Then we are gonna call text style. Right? We are gonna call text style, and then we'll call font weight. Then let's try bold and see. So this is what we're gonna have. Do you think this is cool? Nah, I think it's too much. I think it's too much. So we can take off the style and keep it that way for now. Yeah. The free cloud Opus 4.8 API credit. What is it about? Okay, link in your bio. All right. So we're gonna have this. We have our box worked out. The next thing for us to do, I have to put a to do on this because I will change it later. So let me drop a to do here. Shall I hide this? Yeah. So let me put a to do here. So we are going to say replace with data data from the back end. All right. Yeah. So that's going to be the to do for this particular thing. Yeah. So for this list, we are going to replace it with data from the back end. This whole long line of boxes. Yeah. So we can do something again. Now, when we click on this box, we are supposed to navigate to the box detail. You get free Cloud Opus API. Nah, I don't. Actually, I don't use the. What is it? Code agents in Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just late, or I just don't want to accept it. But I normally do the coding and stuff off head. Yeah. Yeah. So we have our box ID, we have our family. Yeah, we have our family New Year box name and then that. So we're gonna keep all of them as to-dos. We have to replace them from the backend, right? So We're gonna keep all of them as to-dos. So we're gonna keep replace all those from the back end. Yeah, we're gonna replace all this from the back end. So let me go back and then check it out. Yeah. So on click of this box, navigate to the next screen. Now what we can do on this screen, right? What we can do on this screen is I can use a future builder to already fetch the boxes, right? I don't have to do all this since I already have my implementations done with. I can equally use a future builder to fetch all these boxes. So when we navigate from here to all of this, we already have the boxes from the home page, all right? To 0941775. Then we're gonna have CC pass, um, CC box pass. Then we log in. All right. Yeah. So when we log in on the home page, we have the boxes. So I'm gonna check here. I'm gonna check here and see what we need. So we have to look for that list of boxes. There's a drawer, the load cache data. So future weight, blah 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 blah, low, all that. hmm Okay. Let's look for our future builder, right? Future builder, homepage view model dot get homepage data, homepage view model dot get recent activities, and then homepage view get user data, right? So let's inspect them, right? So get homepage data. Nah. So in getting the homepage data, let me see. In getting the homepage data, let me see. Can we get recent activities? We have to be able to get all boxes, right? Read activities. Let me see. We're supposed to get all boxes. We're supposed to get all boxes. Mm, we're supposed to get all boxes. This is when we are creating a box, right? This is when we are creating a box. This is when we are joining a box. We have only these two here. Then the question is now, where was I getting the boxes? It's from the user data. I haven't forgotten where I put a lot of things, right? So I let me log the user data and then we'll see what we have in there, right? So I'm gonna do the back print. Let me just log. Let me just yeah. Let me log and say the user data. Yeah. Then the user data is gonna be the account balance. Yeah, so let's have this and see what we got. Let me put a little space. Yeah, it's flatter. It is flatter. Which one do you do? Do you do React or which one are you into? 38 baby. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, so what do you do? Okay, yeah, you do React. That's cool. React Native, right? Um, have you tried Flutter before? Have you tried Flutter? Okay. And Flutter compared to React, which one would you go for? If you had to choose between, you don't like Flutter. Oh my God. Okay, tell me why you don't like Flutter. Let's sort this out. Let's sort this out. Tell me why you don't like Flutter. Let me get why you don't like Flutter. Oh, are you from a web development background? Yeah, data analytics is it a course itself or you just want to understand it? Yeah, Mr. Tini, you can just follow me and then give me a DM, then we'll talk about that in detail. Yeah. 38 baby. So you started mobile development with Flutter and then you shifted to React, or you started with React, you moved to Flutter and you're like, nah, React is better. And then you came back to React. How did it happen? All right, Mr. Tini. So 38 baby, how did it happen? Because Flutter is cool. Flutter is very cool. So how come I started with Flutter? Okay. And shifted to React, and now you don't want to come back to Flutter again. We would arrest you, seriously. We would arrest you. But what happened? I wish I would know what happened with the Flutter because he said you find it difficult to learn. I I think if you should go back to it right now, you'll find it very fun. Maybe it's because you were getting started and everything was just in front of you, right? Everything was just there, so it was like difficult to kind of grab one thing or to decide where to go, right? I think maybe that also happened. Now, I'm sure you've been in the industry for some time, you've worked multiple times. Okay, now I get it. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, I think I understand where you are coming from here because I think it's because of the language that you started with, right? So I started with uh, Java. I started mobile development with Java. That's native development, right? Using the XML and all that stuff. And then over the years, I shifted to Kotlin, right? So I've always been around the OOP framework, right? I've always been around the object-oriented programming languages and stuff like that. So I fell in love with them than JavaScript, which is kind of weird when I'm working with JavaScript, right? It's kind of weird, yeah. So I think it's just where we started with or where we are coming from. I'm sure you didn't start with something like Java, C++, or stuff like that. I'm sure you started with something different. Yeah, so I started with Java and then later I was like, bro, I really love. Thank you, Big Light. Thank you for the follow. I hope you stick around. Yeah, so 38 baby. I started with Java and then I followed that route to Kotlin, then later moved to the Kotlin framework that is Compose, right? Yeah. Then I moved to Compose. And then in my final year, I was supposed to design a project, right, for iOS and then Android platforms. So I was like, I don't have the time. By then, too, I also don't have a MacBook, right? So I couldn't design for Apple. So I have to find a way to kind of do this for the two. So that was the decision between React Native and then Flutter. Then I just moved to Flutter because we have that in there, which is OOP, and I'm very familiar with the OOP stuff. So I just jump on Flutter. I implemented everything. It was great, and I got stuck. And I got stuck with Flutter. Yes. So now I do more of Flutter and web development. Eugene, thanks for the follow. I hope we stick around for long. Yeah. So I stick around and then it's been flatter, flatter, flatter. Yeah, so for the web, I use Angular. So it's Angular TypeScript. So Angular and then TS. And then because the TS is also something like the OOP, I'm very much in love with it, right? So let's check. Is TS OOP? Let me confirm. I think I forgot. Let's check. It's dot TSOOP. Okay, not strictly OOP, so it supports OOP feature like classes, interfaces, inheritance, and all those things. Yeah, yeah. So because of the classes and stuff, nah, I'm a fool. Anything OOP. Thank you, King Jimmy, for the follow. Anything OOP, bro, that's where I'm going. Okay, Next.js and React.js. Yeah. So you're also a JS person, that's it. You are stuck in the JS realm, and I'm also stuck in the OOP realm. Anything OOP, bro, I'm going there. Yeah, I guess one day, maybe for me, maybe one day, I don't know when, but one day I'll try out there. Uh, hello, you want to learn too? Yeah, that's what I want to hear. So if you want to learn, check out my YouTube. The name there, Code with Secho. I've always been coming on live and then doing this live coding and stuff. And then on YouTube, sometimes I do crash courses on live. So we start from basic to developing a full app, right? So you can check on my YouTube, just drop a subscription, and then anytime I go on live, you can join and then we have a conversation and we learn together. Yeah, so you should also follow me on TikTok so that we'll be changing DMs and stuff, discussions and stuff. And then on the YouTube, anytime I go on live, you check out the videos and then you follow the tutorials and stuff. In 1 to 3 months, you should be good to go. Yeah. Yeah, so 38 baby. I think when it's time for me to move to JS, I would come for you. When it's time for me to move to JS, I'll enter your DM and say, hello, bro. Yeah, so this is Flutter and the ID, yeah, and the ID is this one, Android Studio. The ID is Android Studio, and the framework or the SDK is Flutter and that. Yeah, Yasini. Yeah, so I'll come to you and then, Charlie, you take me through the JS by force. And when it's time for Flutter too, I think we also you have to follow my Flutter videos. You can check out the YouTube. And we'll have more conversations, right? We'll have more conversations about that. Yasini, thanks for the follow. This step, thanks for the share. Then we'll have more conversations about that. Because, bro. You have to come to Flatter. I have to bring you back to Flatter. We need you here. Feliz Gazi, thanks for the thumbs up. Peace. Volleyball lover. I also love volleyball. So, guys, we've done a lot of talks and our design is still not done. Yeah, so I want to get there. Do I have? Oh shit, I don't have Postman. I don't have Postman, bro. I forgot to install Postman. I forgot to install Postman, bro. I forgot to install Postman. Why do you have? Okay, yeah. I wanted to ask why they have multiple versions of the Postman. So I forgot to install Postman, right? I wanted us to go in there and then check the. I'm looking for some particular endpoint which is in the Postman. I wanted to go check it out, but I forgot I didn't have Postman. So let's go in there and go install our Postman. So yeah, let's go and then install our Postman, right? Where it's our apps, we have our Postman installed. Where is it? Where is Postman? Why is it Postman agent? It's not supposed to be Postman, Postman, like how we have it on Windows. So it's supposed to be Postman, Postman. Let me see. Open Postman. Ah, it's taking me online. Really? I thought it has the installation for. Thought it has the installation for Mac, like how we do on Windows. Yeah, so let me just go through the endpoints and look for what I want to pick. Right, so yeah, so what we are looking for is the user's dashboard, right? So the user's box gets user data. So let's first sign in the user. Let's first sign in the user, right? Okay, Tony, Tony, follow me and then drop the comments. All right, follow me. I need a follow, bro. And also check out my YouTube. Yeah, so guys, we have to. What is the environment? Really? I don't have an environment for this. Wow. Let me create test environment, right? I don't have an environment for this. That's crazy. Yeah, I do have an environment. Okay, you have the methods. All right. Okay, that's cool. How is it done? Seriously, I don't know how this code, I think cloud code stuff. Is it the agents that they normally install in the IDE and then use it for development? Because I don't normally use it, so I don't have a fair. I have only little idea of how it works. I don't normally use it. Yeah. So maybe if you can tell me how it's done, then I'll try it out one day. Okay. So you install it in the IDE. I think this IDE has a This one. Yeah, it has this one. I typed on something, I was clicking some things, and then I think I clicked on something like this. And then it took my code and started talking about it, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, keep quiet. Okay, okay. All right, makes it work. Yeah, but do you know one issue I have about this agent things? When it gets into the hands of lazy people, it tends to do a lot of shitty works, right? So I was working on a, okay, yeah, so I was working with one colleague, right? And then he was using one of these things for his developments. And then, you know, mostly we talk about clean coding, right? All the time we're talking about clean coding, we're talking about coding rights and all that. Then this my friend would code a whole page, right? So let's say this whole page, it's a collection of different widgets, right? So we have a widget for this, we have a widget for this, we have a widget for all this. And then all those things are kind of placed in a one folder that contains these widgets for clean coding purposes, right? So that when you want to make an edit on this particular widget, you just jump to that folder, take that widget, and then work on it in a concise way. This my friend was using the agents. And then when I check his code, it's like you can scroll all the way down to about 900 lines of code to 1,000 lines of code. And he was doing that because he used the agents to design or develop the whole thing. And he didn't even took his time to kind of separate these widgets. So I don't know, the way some of my friends were using that thing didn't even kind of enticed me to trying it out. I felt like if this is how you're gonna be coding, then I can't use it. Yeah. So normally I use cloud, the web for debugging and all those things. I use it for debugging, but to have it in my IDE write my code for me, I just feel like I'll lose my superpowers, you know. As a developer, my superpower is me being able to write down like algorithms and then implement them. So I feel like if I give everything to AI to do for me, then I'm losing my superpowers. Yeah, that's also another reason why I haven't delved into that section yet. If I want to, I can, and it will be an issue, but I'm just not feeling it yet. That's why. That's why. But I have a fair idea of how they normally use it. They say you put it in the ID, it generates codes and stuff like that. But I'm yet to try it out. Yeah, so where did I leave my strings? Mm, where did I leave my strings? I want to find the endpoints, right? This is what I'm using for testing. So let me find my test endpoints. Yeah, box arrows. What is that? Hmm. Let me look for my test endpoints. Okay, it's far away, right? It's in the ENV. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be there. I'm not going to install any plugin. The last time I installed a plugin, something happened. I don't want to install it anymore. Let me be. Please let me be. Last time I installed a plugin, something happened. So I'm going to drop this here. And now we should have a. So let me sign in. Well, your request has been blocked because the request you need to use the Postman desktop agent. Yeah, I think Download Postman app. Apple Silicon chip. So this one is for. So what was the first one? Yeah, I'm going to delete it right now. I'm coming to delete you. Mm, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it hiding? Yeah. Okay. Quit and move to bin. Okay, I'll even remove you from here. Our postman is done, guys. Let me confirm. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I think our postman is done. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Continue with Google. I really need bestie from Ghana. Wow, Catalina Brown, you got a lot of work to do, sis. You got a lot of work to do. You know what? Just drop a follow. Drop a follow. Go to my YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and I'll help you get a bestie if that's really what you want. Yeah, guys, let's authenticate ourselves and get a coding started. I don't know how many times you want me to add this EMV. Yeah, so let's sign in. What? TTPS? What's TTPS? Oh, H. Yeah, yeah. So we are signed in, right? This is the refresh token, this is the token itself. So we will need the user's ID, then we'll need the token, right? So when we go to user, get user data, we're going to use the deployed, then we are going to replace this with the user's ID. How do you open clipboard on um open clipboard on Mac? Because I have a lot. Confirm signal available on my Telegram and group and my Telegram group. Okay, we get it. Open spot. I press command 4. Okay. All right. So command 4. Was it step 1? Spotlight. Command 4. That's too much. I just need to access it. Okay. So let's open the spotlight. All right. And this. Okay. Allow. So now we don't have an item there. Okay, so we are gonna copy this, all right? So how do we now view it? That's too much. I just opened clipboard shortcut. What? Command spacebar and 4. Three keys to do one thing. Okay, not bad. I'm new to it, so. Oh, kitty cat. Yeah, how may I help you? How may I help you, kitty cat? So we need, bro, leave my thing for me. Bro, what is this? I'm new to software development. Okay, you want to learn software engineering? I am very much ready to help. Just drop that follow. All right, no problem. I'm happy to help you. Just drop the follow, enter my DM, text me. I've seen your name, so yeah, I have a fair idea of what you want. Just text me hello. When I'm done with the live, I'll reply you. It's simple as that. And also, you can check out my YouTube, subscribe because we'll start talking and we'll start going on live. I have a lot of videos out there for you to check out, and I have a lot of live videos coming in. So yeah, just feel free to follow and then text me. My DM is open to anybody, so you can text me then we vibe. Yes. So what I need right now is to get box data, box ID, member ID, get user boss dashboard. So this is what I needed, right? So Kiddy, you can just text me in my DM and I'll reply you and then we talk. I want to know what you want to know, what you want to learn, and then I guide you through that. All right. Oh, yes. So, okay. So we are going to use those endpoints to get all this, the users boxes, right? Yeah. So I think we already have that. If we move to, if we move to balance, I think we already have that. So let's log back in. Yeah, we that is happening because I haven't implemented the refresh token red yet. So yeah, so 020794, eh, sorry, 0209417749, and then we put in our test pass, then we log in. Little Lioness. Wow. So it is Susu pass. Hmm. Yeah. So this is what we need, right? So get homepage dashboard data. Get homepage dashboard data. Yeah. So we are going to use this here. I'm going to use Future Builder to do this. And if you don't know about Future Builder, yeah, Kitty Cat, welcome back. Seems like you've been away and I was talking to you. Oh, that's crazy. Sorry. So I'm going to use a Future Builder to get the user dashboard data, right? So this data, we need it on the front end so that we can implement this. All right. So I'm going to get this using Future Builder. If you're new to Future Builder, you can check out my YouTube video on that and you would understand what I mean. So when you go on YouTube to get my videos, you just move to YouTube, right? And then in the search bar, you search code with search, right? So you search this, then you are gonna see me. I'm live right now. We have 110 subscribers. Someone just subscribed. That's I can tell the person. But thank you for the subscription, right? Yeah. So currently, as you can see, I'm live. Yeah. So normally I'm live on YouTube and then TikTok as well. The reason why I do that is because after the TikTok live, if maybe you send something or you want to revise what we've done in the whole video, then you can just come on my YouTube, you go to the playlist, all right? And then we have Code Researcher live streams, right? So it's a full playlist that have all the live streams that we have. This was the live streams that I did yesterday. I don't know why they are not at the top. Yeah. Um, yeah. So this were the lives that I did yesterday, last night, and this is all of them. So if you watched the video or you came through the live on TikTok and then for some reason you couldn't watch to the end, you just jump to the YouTube and watch it to the end. That's how it's like. Yeah. So if you want to follow on YouTube, just search Code Researcher, come in here, drop your subscription, and then bah, we get to business. Yeah. So let's go back. So we already have our data implemented in a single child school view. We have this and we have this. All we are going to do is to replace, sorry, all we are going to do is to replace this column, right? What am I doing? Is to replace this column with a future builder widget, right? Later, we also change the future builder to a loading schema. The Shanti Junior, thanks for the follow. You can also check out the YouTube channel. That is where the lives will be stored. And then anything you want to check out later, you can go in there and check it out. This is the channel. The name is Code Researcher. You can come here. We are currently live, as you can see. So all this that we are doing is being recorded. You can come back, watch it, and then use it for whatever you want to use it for. Yeah. So back to our code. Future Builder, right? I did a video on Future Builder. I'll just move forward to implementing it. But if you want to know what it is about, we have the playlist. And then in the playlist, you go to Flutter Essentials. Then in the Flutter Essentials, you can see our Future Builder. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. Future Builder. Yeah. So in the Future Builder, we are going to have the builder and then the snapshots. All right. The shanty, thanks for the follow. Whoa, listen. Ah, so we are going to have snapshots. So snapshots is just this Guys, I want to take off the autocomplete, the code suggestion. Yeah, remove code suggestion. Thank you for the like, Shanti. Everybody that's liking, thank you for the like. Remove code block suggestion in Mac Android Studio. AI inline completion value. So Android Studio settings, I'll press this. In the live scenario, editors are inline completion, locate Gemini settings section and check the box that say enable AI. Okay, so this, yeah, this one is gone. I haven't put everything off, but yet somehow this thing is when the outline file is open to migrate outlines for all open files. Is that what it is doing? Automatic outline generation. Is it the same? Is it the same thing? Let me put it off and see what it will do. Let me put it off and see if we are gonna have that thing. That's not it. That's not it. So we go back to editor. Guys, I'll find it out because I don't like it when I'm coding and this thing is trying to tell me that hey, this is what you are supposed to do, bro. You can't force me to do what you want to give me. Um, yeah, so we are going to define our future. The future will be this particular function that we have here, right? Get home data, right? Homepage data. So we are going to have homepage view model. Right? We are going to have homepage view model. Guys, thank you for the likes. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. So the snapshot is taking the snapshot. It's a function, right? Or let's say a method or a flag that holds the state of the future, right? So the state of the future is just checking the states whether the future, the data is fetching, the data is done fetching, there's an error whilst fetching, or there is data in the data. Yeah. So the snapshot is all about the data itself, right? So if we should go here and search snapshot in future builder, all right, snapshot in future builder flutter. It says it represents an immutable real-time picture of your interaction with an asynchronous operation inside of a future builder. So it tells you the exact current status of the future, whether it is in loading, if it is completed with data, or if it fails with an error. Yeah, so that's what I just said, right? So it keeps the state of the future or of the data that you are fetching. Yeah, so we are saying that if the data is loading, right, we want to do something. Why don't the body might complete? Yeah. So if snapshot dot connection state, right? If the connection state is waiting, that means our data is fetching. Then we'll return a center, right? Yeah. So we'll return the center widget with a child, right? Which will be cycle progress indicator. So if my phone is running low, I will. All right, bro. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around. I would like to have you online again and hopefully we connect. Thank you for the support. Yeah, so we're saying if So in here we are saying if the connection state is waiting, that is if we are fetching the water. Hey, it's raining outside, so I said water. Oh my God. Yeah, so if we are fetching the data, then show a progress indicator. Else, we will check if the connection state has an error, right? If has error, right, then we will return center, and then the child will be a text, and the text will say, "Good morning, Joseph boy, boy, boy. Good morning, Joseph boy. How is it going with you?" So it's like an error, okay, while fetching data, right? An error occurred while fetching data. And then what we can do is put a little button down there that says refresh, right? So main access alignment center. Is it the lesson on Flutter, please? Yeah, this is Flutter. We are designing a mobile app, a fintech mobile app, a mobile app uh for savings. Yeah, let me just say savings. Yeah. I don't want to give the full picture, but if you follow from the start, you get a full picture already. Yeah, so we are working on a mobile app and it's also like a lesson. Yeah, so I'll show you what we are doing and then how to go about it. So that's what we are doing, Mr. Joseph. Yeah, you can enter my DM. You can enter my DM. Okay, how do I do this? Let me see if I can connect with you. So let me see if I can connect with you. So this, I'll drop it in the comment section right now. The contact is so 0555 159963. You can call, you can WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp will be okay. I want you to sit me on the same topic. All right, sure. I'm very ready to do that. So feel free to contact me on WhatsApp. Feel free to DM me on TikTok as well. And also, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is called Researcher. This YouTube channel, that's the name on the screen. We are live right now, so you can also watch us or follow from here. Yeah, so you can check it out. So let's follow up, follow text, and I'm ready to have a conversation with you. Yeah. So when you do our cross access as well, we'll put it in the center. Mr. Joseph, I hope you've gotten the contact now and you can text me. So in here, uh, yeah, it's in the comment section 0555 159963. 0555 159963. So we want to put a little space between our text, the error text, and then the retry button, right? So that's what we are doing. So we are just gonna have a height. It's vertical, right? So the vertical height will be 8.0. I hope you've gotten it now. And then we are gonna have a button, right? So we are gonna have a text button right now. I just need a text button, and then on press we'll just set state, right? So on pressed, we will just set the state. Yeah. And then the child will be a text that says retry. Yeah. So what we are doing is when we try fetching this data from the backend, right? We want to fetch this data from the backend, right? So when we try fetching this data and there's an error, then we will show this text that says an error occurred while fetching data. Then we drop the text button that says retry. So when we do retry, the only thing we are doing is setting the state. Set states in here is just forcing the widget to rebuild, and then that's all. So when that's happened again, then the data will refetch, and then that's it. So when we are fetching the data, we show this. When the data is done fetching, we show this. Now, if assuming the data is done, everything, the data is done. So we can say now, so if there's no error, if the fetching state is done and there's no error, that means there's data, right? But what if it's done and there's no data? So if we say snapshot dot has data, the opposite of has data is does not have data, right? So that one we can also return we can also return center, right? And then the child will be a text saying no data available. Yeah. So we can have a text saying no data available. So it has an error, we show this. It doesn't, no data available. Then if all this fail, that means there is data, right? So now what do? We bring in our list view. We bring in our list items. That's what we do. So we bring in this. So else return this column. And then this in here is gonna be the data, right? From the snapshot. So when we will navigate to this, we are returning user account balance DAO. That's the data, right? Yeah. So we are gonna do this. We are gonna take snapshot dot data dot joined boxes, right? So we are gonna take the joined boxes, and then now this one becomes the box. I get in the whole flow. Yeah. This is like we've started this live for a very long time. So if you are joining new, you feel like, what am I looking at? But it's very simple and straight to the point. Yeah. Yeah. So now what we are doing is we are taking all this off because now we are fetching our data from the back end because now we are fetching our data from the back end. So the box ID is going to be this box. Wait, let me let you see how it will look like before we move on. So we have this, we navigate to this, it is fetching, so it is loading. After the fetch, it says no data available. That is what it is saying. This is saying if it does not have data, if it does not have data, say no data available. Really? It has data. It has data. There's data in there. It says 401. Yeah, I think I know why. Think I know why. The 209417749. Then Susu box pass. Hmm. So now let's fetch our data and see what we have. You're not gonna give me 401 anymore. I hope so. So let's see. Yeah. So now you can see our boxes. We have this. So it says I only have one box. Wow. Then which account was I using here? It's the same account. So why is it saying I only have one box? When I have more than that, I have more than that. Oh, on the home page, even checking here, we have one, two, three. We have five boxes that I've joined. So why am I having only a single one here? I don't understand. I don't understand. Let me, I don't understand. Yeah, error, it has data. Yeah. Why? Build active groups, right? They have more than just that. They have more groups. Uh, hmm. Guys, we have more than just one group, but I'm getting just one. So let me log the data and see because we're supposed to have more than one. Right? We are supposed to have more than one. So let me log this and see. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for sharing the live. But guys, I'm finding an issue here because we have more than one box and you're only getting one box. No, this looks like a different user. New Year, right? Family New Year box. Wait. So let me replace the box name, right? Let me replace the box name with um what? Wait, is the box? Oh, so the box also have a box? How? Nah, bro. List of joint box. Yeah, So this box should just give me only the name of the box. So why is this giving me an error? I don't know why we have this. I don't know why we have this because it's not supposed to be so. Let's see. Now this is where the debugging comes in because that's the join boxes. Join boxes. And then this join boxes, it's a list of the joined box. Yeah, so what am I not doing right? Let me sit up because let me sit up because something is happening now. So if I do box dot name, it's gonna give an error because it's in this box as a list. Really, guys, I'm really. Ah, this is when we have an error. This is when the state is loading. This is when we don't have data. This is when we join no box. This is when we have data. Why? Guys, now I'm getting confused because a snapshot data, the join boxes. Then we split those boxes and we pick a single one from there. So why then, wow, why then is the join box giving an issue? Let me see. Huh. Yeah, let me return the box itself and see what is there. Let's see what we have. Yeah, so that's the box. Box members. Box member. So the box is wow, wow. So we have a joined box, and then in that box we have a box ID, box member. Then we have another joined box, which is box ID, box member, and all that. Hmm. Are you saying we have a list in a list? It's just a user account balance. It is not a list in a list, yeah? But we are having an issue, guys. That's what I don't understand. I think My head is blowing off right now. My head is blowing off right now. Guys, my head is blowing off. Because now it's like we have a list in a list when it's not supposed to be so. And I don't also want to do it how I'm thinking of doing it. Yeah, because what we can do is do map, and then when we do the map, then we'll pick. Right, so when we do the map, we'll now pick another column where the children, right, will be like the box dot map, right? So this one will be like boxes, you see. Then we made a box dot map box. This is another way we can do it, but I don't want to because on a normal, it's not supposed to be like this. You get it? It's not supposed to be like this. So I don't want to because if we do it this way, it's gonna work. But then I don't understand why it was given just that. So now you can see now we have our box here, but I don't know why it was coming this way. We have to do nested list. Like I'm not getting why we have to do a nested list to get this, but yeah. So that is our box down there, and then we can also replace the name, right? Mm. We can also replace box dot contribution amount, right? Um, we can do to string, right? Then we run this. Yeah, so now we should have different contribution amounts down there. So we have 30 cities, 2,000, 2,300, and 1,500. Yeah, so now that we have this, all this is clickable by the way. So yeah, so now that we have this, we can we have to now navigate to the box screen, right? So we have to pass the box ID here. So we can do box dot ID, right? So we can pass the box ID there. And then when we come down here, on click, we are navigating to the box screen with that particular ID, right? So we will call our navigator. Navigator is used for navigation dot of context dot. We just push named or we just push. Then we use the material page routes. All right. Mm, mm, yeah. So we will just use the box dashboard. And then we pass the box ID and then the box name. So this is what we are doing. Alright. So when you click on the box, we are navigating to the box dashboard with our particular ID, right? With that particular ID, and then we should be able to view the details about that box. So let's rerun. Hmm. Let's come here. Let's click on a box. and then we are good. So now we have our feature implemented peacefully and successfully. We have our feature implemented peacefully and successfully. Yeah. So I think this screen is okay for the underlining architecture or the concept behind it is okay. It is working, but the next thing we should think about is making the UI user what's the thing for it? Mm, is it there's a thing for it, I forget that thing. Yeah, so we have to get the user friendly. Yeah, a user friendly UI, and it's also supposed to have a modern look. This look is not modern, right? It's seriously not modern. It's just putting things together. It's crazy. So I think we'll have to build a UI again uh, on another episode. Yeah, but for now, the underlying concept about everything is working. The next thing we should do is catching, right? We have to catch this data and use it. We have to catch and use that data because the page is not supposed to be reloading all the time. You know, it's not supposed to reload all the time. So what we can do is catching. So if we go to our home page, we already have that catching done, but we'll do that catching in a different live video. I don't want us to go into it right now. So we'll do that catching in a different live video. Yeah. So um, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is to move this all. When the user clicks on all, you just navigate here, right? So that's what we have to do. That's what we must do. Yeah. So again, about the catching, what I can do is to go on the view model and I'll create a class, all right? I'll create a late class and then we can use it for that, right? So we can do list of joined box, right? It's supposed to be RX list. Oh, RX list of joined box. So joined boxes. We're gonna have joined boxes, and this will gonna be this thing. How do I then join box dot OBS? Yeah. So join boxes. So what we can do is after we fetch this, we can now do join boxes, right? Join boxes, the value, please count balance the join boxes. Yes. Yeah, so let's make it static. Yeah. So if we have that, that means before we navigate here, we already fetch the join boxes on the screen. So we don't have to refetch again, right? So now we only have one instance of the fetching, and then on the home groups page, instead of refetching and showing all that, we will just say we will replace all this. We will directly go to we remove this future builder, right? I think I just have to comment it out. I think I just have to comment it out because I don't know, maybe I might change my mind to come back and then use it. So let me just comment it out. And then we will replace the child and we will have column Then we have children. Then we have one, two, three. Then we say home view model dot join boxes, right? Then we'll map and then we'll call this a box. Then we return this. So yeah. So now, yeah, boss, Mr. Botte, yeah, all good. Let's see. Today you you are here at 5. Yeah, all good. I hope all is well at your end too. I hope all is well at your end. So let's see. Yeah. So now you see we don't have to reload. We just go in there and that's it. Okay, that's great. That is great. Good to know. I'm also doing great, as you can see. The usual life. The usual. If you ask what I'm up to, I'll tell you the usual. So now the only issue is we have this. So what we can do with this, we can equally show the loading state, right? So what we can do is with this is we are using getX. And because we are using getX, we can wrap this whole thing in an OBS, right? Oh, nah, I think you are a little bit late because we've done a lot. We've done a lot. Yeah, we've done a lot. So I think you are a little bit late today. Yeah, but it's not too late. We are still live. So yeah, we are still live. So what am I doing? No, I haven't added the refresh token. I don't know why I'm feeling. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know why I'm feeling so, shall I say, a little bit lazy to implement the refresh token. I'm feeling a little bit lazy to implement that, but I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. So now what we are doing is if it is empty, yeah, I'm kind of lazy. Sometimes we feel like this thing is easy to do, so why shouldn't I do this before? Okay, maybe I'm not feeling lazy. I'm just postponing it, right? So I feel like it's easy to do, so why don't I do other stuff before I come to it? Yeah, that's the thing. So I just be like, okay, let me build this little screen before I come to it, then before I know I'm somewhere doing another thing. Yeah, but I'll have to do it. I have to finish on almost all the little functionalities concerning this project before the end of this month, right? So some point in the month or somewhere in the middle of the month, we'll do it. We'll do it. So we'll return a constant. This thing, I don't want the the code suggestion is still showing, and I just don't know what to do anymore. So we want to do expanded, and then we're gonna have a, no, I think we can keep this as the expanded, right? Can keep this at as the expanded, and then the child will be, so we can have circular progress indicator. So now we are using OBX, right? And OBX listens to the states of listen to the state changes of data. So when we first run the app, this data will be it's being fetched, and because it's being fetched, we can't. When we jump on the screen, we will see a white screen for some time before the data will show. And in order to not keep the user wondering what's going on, we are using OBS, which comes with GetX. If you are using GetX for state management, GetX is not actually recommended because when it comes on production apps, it becomes an issue. It can't handle big apps. So for a small project like this, I just using GetX. And because we are using GetX, we use OBX to listen to the state changes of the data that falls in that, but that is making use of this. Let me see. That is making use of this RX, which is like reactive something something, right? Yeah, so if any data is using this RX, blah 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 prefix and stuff, OBS will automatically listen to the changes that occur in that particular data. So if it listens to the changes and the data change, then it calls on the build context, then it rebuilds the widgets, then the data will reflect. So that's what OBS is doing. So let's rerun our app. Then let's come here. It's still not showing. Let's wait for some time. Now it's showing. And let me remove this expanded because I don't know why. Let's rerun. Yeah. So now that's the center. So what can we do now? What can we do now? What can we do? This column, we have to make the children. I don't want to put this in another column, right? But let me do that and see. Because I want the elements to be in the center. So if we do this main axis alignment in the center, so OBS is needed here. Yeah, OBS is needed because I want to listen to the state changes in joined boxes, right? I am fetching this data. I'm fetching this data, the user data from the back end, right? And because I'm fetching it from the back end, I don't want to fetch it twice in the app because already we are fetching it on the home page, which is here. And then we are also fetching it on the active bosses page. Yeah. So in order not to fetch it twice, I will just wait for the home page fetching. Then when it's done on the home page, then I'll pass that data, which is the join boxes. I'll pass it to the RX list that I declared at the top here. And in this RX list is what I'm using to fetch the data or to display the data on the active bosses page. You see, so that's when the OBS comes in. So at the start of the app, the box is zero. There's no element in there. That means it is empty. So now we are saying when it is empty, show the circular progress indicator. Yeah. Now when it's done fetching, without OBX, the state will still not know that this data has changed or there is new data in the list. So the progress indicator will be stuck or the app will be stuck on the loading state. So OBX comes in when we want to listen to the states. So whilst it is loading, data comes in. OBS realized that this RX list notifies this like a reactive something something. I forgot the name. Let's confirm what does RX mean. What does so let me just say RX in um RX in GetX. Let's understand it. Yeah, reactive extensions, which are special wrapper objects used to create observable variables, right? When an RX variable changes, it automatically notifies any listening widgets to redraw their UI instantly without manual intervention. Yeah, so they are reactive extensions. And we use it to create observable variables. So when that observable variable state changes, or when the variable changes, the reactive extension automatically notifies any listening widgets. Yeah, sure, sure. Don't worry. We'll do it small, small. When you start writing the code, experiencing it by hand, then we will get there. Yeah, for now, I'm just saying it so it will be a lot. But when you start writing it yourself, using it small, small, then we'll get there. Yeah. So we use RX on this. At start, the box is empty, so we are showing progress indicator. After the data is being loaded, after all these network calls, right? This is a network call. After we are done with this network call, and the state is 200, and we map our data, and then we give this one to join boxes. Yeah, we'll get there. Then we notify the states using OBS. Then it will refresh, then we show this. So that's that. So if we run from the start, the data is fetching, which means the list is empty. So we are showing the progress indicator. When it is done, the box is supposed to show. I don't know why it's not showing now, but let me check the ID unless it's not a 401. Yeah. So 401, we have to log in. We have to log in. I have to open the back end and start working on this. Uh, mm, mm. So when we go here, we have our data. Yeah. So now we are good. Now we are good with this state. All we have to do later is to make sure we retouch this UI to look good. And when you click on data, Raven, how do I pronounce the name? Is it Ravendor or Ravendar? Thanks for the like. I hope you follow as well and then you check out the YouTube channel. Because we are live on YouTube too. Anytime I'm live on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube. It's constant. So you can check out the channel. I'm live on YouTube because when you watch, when you join the TikTok live, maybe you are just passing through, you are not ready with your laptop, or you are just on the road. So you see that, okay, he's live. You already know that the YouTube is there for me to check later. So at your own time, at your personal time, you can just go on the YouTube and then you check it out. It's easy like that. That's why we are always live on YouTube and TikTok as well. So YouTube is like our repository for keeping records, and TikTok is like you having the live feel of everything, right? Raw, raw feel, the natural feel. Yeah. So the next thing we want to do is to move this button. On click of this button, we want to navigate to this screen. Currently, when you click on it, we navigate you to this screen, which is not what we are going to use anymore. So when you click, we navigate here, and then you can back, then you go to your screen, and then on your screen, if it is you that's supposed to pay, you can go pay now. And I forgot the password for this user, but let me see. Let me see if I can remember. Um, is that it? I want to pay. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's taking too much time to load. I want to pay. Let's see. I forgot the password for this user. Yeah, unfortunately, so we can't pay. But it's supposed to be the same password that I used to log in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not from the password, it's rather something else. It's not from the password, it's rather something else. Because it says an exception, unexpected character, unexpected end of input at character one. Hmm. I'll check that. So let's focus on first. Let's focus on clicking this button and then coming here. So when we go to this page, which is core, so on the core page, we need a view model, right? So we'll call view model. So inside of this view model, they are going to be the view model for the core sections of the app. So the core sections are like core, as you know, like the constant part of the apps that the constant sections of the app that runs through almost every part of the app and they are important to operations. Core is core. Let me not force myself to explain further. Yes, so we are going to have a view model in this core. And we are going to call it navigation view model, right? So navigation view model. The navigation view model is what we will be using to control this bottom nav navigation, right? It's what we'll be using. So when we come here, we are just going to create a class called navigation view model. And then right now we are going to have only one file in this navigation view model, which is going to be rsint, then we will say current index, right? Current index, which is equal to 0.obs. The obs means this particular thing is reactive, right? Um, yeah, the obs means this value is reactive, so it can change at a point. That's what the obs is saying. Yeah, so we have that. And then when we come here, so let me make it static. Static because I don't want us to kind of create an instance, right, of this navigation view model before using just this value. That will be a lot. If we make it static, we can just call navigation view model dot current index, and we are gone. You see. So if I come on home, we have this current page index. We are now going to take this away, right? And then on page change, set state. I'm not sure we even need set state for it again, but let's just keep it that way. So we are gonna call navigation view model, right? We are gonna call navigation view model dot current index dot value. Yeah, because it's reactive, we are getting the actual value of it, not this. If we call the current index is the RX int, which has something like different states. So let's say if you are calling only RX int, we have something like subject, sent to stream, first rebuild, and stuff like that. So just call the value, then we are gone. So in here, we are going to do similar thing for all of them. So we will call navigation view model, right? So let's see, it says navigation view model. Yeah, so the current index navigation view model, and then we are going to replace current index with all this. So we have this, and then we have this. So now we are using the navigation view model to control the index of everything. Let's rerun. Start from zero, this, this, and this. So that's it. So now our navigation is done, and we have a global key or a global value that we use to control the navigation. So now we can be on a very deep page. We can even be on a page like, bro, whenever you come to your life, please let me know. So, all right, I'll do that. Anytime I'm coming, I'll just share the link with you in your WhatsApp, and then you should, if that's okay, I'll just share the link into your WhatsApp, then you can join from there. Yeah. So now we can even be on this page, and then we'll control the index from uh, the home page because we now have it globally across every section of the app, so it should be easy for us to do. Now, let's go and do the do. Let's go and do the do, right? So when we come to this page, we are looking for the page where we define this. We are looking for the, yeah, that's right. We are looking for the page where we define this so that when you click on all, instead of taking you to this screen, we bring you to this screen. All right. We just change the current index for you. That's what we are doing. So let me go look for that. Mm, what is that element? I think I have to remove all the widgets and then separate them because this is too much. Yeah, so this is the element, right? So instead of pushing to that screen, now we can do this. Now we can do this. So we'll just call navigation view model, right? Dot current index dot value should be one. So let's rerun and see. So we have to set state. The value is one, but because we haven't set state, the page will not move there. So let me set state and hopefully it should work. If it doesn't work, then we'll have to debug why it says not. But hopefully it should work. Hopefully it should work. Is it changing? Wait, let me log this and see what we are having. It's supposed to change. If it doesn't change, then that means we have to put this whole page in. That means we have to put our body in this one. Yeah, so we have to put the body in RX, right? Hopefully, because the body has to change and navigate us to the other page. Yeah, so let me go here. The navigation view model, we have 0. Out here, when we navigate, we are making it 1. So when the value change to 1, the home page is supposed to reflect that, right? So if I put this in RX, let me see. If I put this in OBX, right? If I put this in OBX like this, import and let's see. It will kind of, yeah, it will give you an error because there's no proper use of a get X value in there. So it will give me an error. Hmm. Then we are hitting an error now. Oh my God. When you click on that, change the value to uh, uh, uh. So homepage on tab, on tab. We reset the states. The bottom value becomes what? 1. So the page has to navigate to 1. But on the home page, we are not using OBX. So the home page is not able to listen to the change in data. And because of that, the page is not navigating even when the data is 1. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. So what's happening is that the value changes to 1, but on home page, we're not allowed to use OBX, so it is not changing. So the value is not changing. So what do we do now? If you are not allowing us to use OBX there, then can we use it in the whole of the scaffold? If we want to wrap the whole scaffold in OBX, I know it's going to give us the same issue. So what do we do now? What do we do? Someone should say something. Someone should say something. Say something. I'm giving up on you. Um. So if we wrap the bottom navigation in OBX, will that work? If we should wrap the bottom navigation in OBX, will that work? if we should do this. Will that work? Yeah. So now the bottom navigation is moving there, but the page is not moving, which means we have to put the page view in the navigation. So when we click on all, the button moves, but the page does not. So now we still have to find a way to make this page move. We have to find a way to make this page move. And that is what is giving us an issue right now, right? We have to find a way to make the page move, and it's not moving. Maybe inside of these pages, right? Maybe inside of these pages, we can replace it with OBS. No, we can't use OBS here because if we do this, we can't. It only takes a list of widgets, not a list of OBS. So, so now it's getting a little bit complicated, confusing because 9417796 pass. Mm, ha. So okay, let me wrap the whole of the scaffold in the OBX and let's see if it's gonna work. So the whole of our scaffold, our OBX, right? Let's do this and see. It's gonna give us the right thing. Mm. So let's intentionally try to just access an OBX value. All right. Let's intentionally try to access an OBS value anywhere in this and see if it is gonna work. Because at least a widget, right, have to be using the OBS or the getX value. So the error says that getX has improper use of a getX has been detected. You should only use getX for or OBS for the specific widget that will be updated. If you are seeing this error, you probably did not insert any observable variables into getX or OBS, or insert them outside the scope that getX considers suitable for an update. So that's what it's saying. So let's undo this, right? And then this page view, right? It's where we are supposed to wrap. This page view is where we are supposed to wrap. So let's see. Null check operator use on null value, blah blah blah. Where is the null value? Where is the null value? Mm, okay, so hmm, I can't even see the null value that it's talking about. Mm, 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 mm. Tag. global. Mm, guys, this is getting like I'm being confused right now. I'm getting more confused as I try to debug this code. Mm, I'm getting more confused as I try to debug this code. So if we just put so the thing is, this page is not making use of any getX variable, right? And that is why we are getting the error. Mm, mm. And that is why we are getting the error. So if we should have something that is making use of these variables, then so let me see size box dot shrink, right? Let's shrink a size box here. Let's shrink the size box here, and then the child, yeah. Let's see, yeah. What? What? So pages. Okay, guys. I think I so the argument widget can be assigned to memory to type. So page view can have a children, which is like the list of the pages. So what we can do is to put these children, right, like this. So now we can have this. The member value can only be used within an instance member of subclass RS list. What are you trying to tell me again? Guys, it's still not changing. Even as it has given us the what the yellow flag, or should I say the green flag, is still not changing. So what I would do is we wouldn't have to spend all the time on this. I would I would undo all this, right? I will undo all this. Throughout the day, I'll try to find out why it is not working. Then when I find out why, in tomorrow's session, I'll just show you guys or explain to you guys why it is not working and then how I fixed it, right? So yeah, so we are gonna have this for now. And then let me remove this so that I can comment, I can put a to do there. So let me say to do, click on the, so to do all button, All button leads to boxes screen. So that's the to do. So now we know that all button will lead to boxes screen, right? So active boxes, when you view your boxes, and then you jump here. Yeah, so we have that. We have box creation. I said we have to retouch this whole screen. So I'm here to design a UI. The last time I went back and designed a UI for the transaction screen, and this is what we got. This was what we I was able to come up with. It's not nice, but I don't know. I would have to hold on to it for now until my creative mind comes on to doing something better. Yeah. So the last time the transaction screen, this was what we got for it. And yeah, so recent activity has to lead to a particular page, right? When you click on payment made or you contributed some money to something, it has to open transactions page and then lead to that particular transaction, right? Yeah. So that's what the recent activity will do. When you click on, let's say, payment made, when you click on payment made, it has to open the transactions page and then open that particular payment into detail. So that's what it's supposed to do. We'll do that in the upcoming sessions. We have like 2 weeks to complete the UI. So yeah, we'll do it. Now the settings screen. Mm, the settings screen. So when we come here, we have this called privacy policy. Yeah, that's because I have it somewhere here. I have it somewhere here. Yeah, this is a privacy policy screen. This one is on the web and I rendered it using a web view. Yeah. So all this will be moved to the settings screen, right? So what's the time? 6:29. Guys, I'm tired. Exactly 7 and I'm off because I'm very tired. We've been live for almost 3 hours now, so I think when we close at 7, it actually makes sense, and then we'll continue later. So we go to features, and then we create a new screen, right? So we go to features, and then we create a new directory called settings. Um, yeah, so we call settings. Now let me try. Let me start with the right thing. If it is settings screen, call settings screen. That's what I'll do. So we are generating a stateful widget called settings screen, right? So yeah, let's use the placeholder. Let's use the placeholder for now. Then on this page, we are generating settings, right? We are going to the settings screen. So now we are not going to use the privacy policy anymore as the screen for that because it's not supposed to be that. We rerun. Now we should have placeholder. Yeah. Hmm. So guys, we would have to find a UI for the settings. I am done, but let's go do some inspirations together and see the one that will well fit what we are doing, right? So let me go to Fintech App, right? Fintech App settings UI. on Figma. Mm, let's see. Let's see if we can find settings that sit with us. Then we'll steal from there. Steal the UI from there. Then tweak it to fit our use, right? Open it for me. Is that a settings? Nah, that's like a cake. That's a cake. Mm. Where are the screens? Who designed the screen? The what? Is it Dosa Marvis? Dosa Marvis. Dosa Marvis. Let's see. Um, this makes a little bit of sense. What is on the settings? What is on the settings? What's on the settings? You have contact info, source of funding info, bank account info, document info, and then nah, this kind of nah. Let's look for this. Oh, it's fancy. Let's look through this and see if we can get something to use. Well, where are the designs? Ah, I thought you were gonna leave designs down here. So you only leave images. Oh nah. Try. Let me see. Oh, this looks good. I can still take this one. I can still take this. I think I'm getting ideas from here. Yeah, I'm getting some ideas from this. I'm getting some ideas from this. I'm getting some ideas from this. So my homepage looks exactly like this. My homepage looks exactly like this, right? I think I would have to let me do it again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think this this will run away, bro. This is going into my own page. Back, back, back. So our transactions, right? I'm gonna have this for our transactions, and we are gonna have this for yeah for the home page. This looks almost similar to what we have, right? Looks almost similar to it. So if you look at our home page and this side by side, you see it's very similar, very similar. I think I'll go with this one. So today I'm gonna change my homepage to this. I'm telling you. Yeah, so I'm gonna change my app. I'm gonna change the look to something like this. Because this looks good. This looks good for the homepage. Then if we should take this, if we should take this out, right? Let me see. This looks good for boxes. This looks good for boxes, right? So when you go on the boxes screen, you can actually press this plus button to create a box from there, right? So I think this also looks good for boxes. I think we found a perfect design for this thing. It's like a very clean design for everything. Yeah. Hmm. So when I come to wallet, as for the wallet, I'm not sure I'm gonna pick anything from here. I don't have anything that I'll pick from the wallet. This is like the onboarding. So we can equally have this for our onboarding, but yeah, we can equally have this for our onboarding. Guys, we'll put things together, and at the end of the day, before we finish this app, we'll have something crazy. Yeah, so I think this three currently, this three makes sense. It's only the wallet that, nah, it's not. We will not need the wallet because we have home, then we have boxes. So this home, we are gonna now have this for home. Then we are gonna have this for boxes. Now transactions are going to look like this. Transactions are going to look like this. And then the details of the details of the transaction is not yet. So unfortunately, we can't use it. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't use it. But we'll find a way to do it. And then we'll go to settings. I don't think we have to do the settings, but yeah, we can just go there and then maybe re resetting user password, or I don't know. We'll figure out something for settings. Yeah, so we have a nice design. We can keep this. And if we go back, we can look for something to, let's try to find something else. Um, um, what else are we looking for? What else are we looking for? Guys, we would have to write a backend too. Yeah, have to do the backend. Have to do the backend as well. So we have a lot of things to do, guys. We have a lot of things to do. So that is all. Is all really. This looks clean and modern, but um, I think what I can steal from here is this. Yeah, what I can steal from here is the bottom nav. So this will be our boxes. This will be home. This will be transactions. No, this will be home. I wish we could have another one for home. Then this will be boxes. This will be creating a new box, but it's not so cool for that. It's supposed to be a plus. But I think we can steal this idea. We are not going to steal the icons, but just the idea around it. Yeah, I think we can steal the idea. Can go for the idea, not the actual design. If we take a look at this, so guys, we have a lot of things to do today. Today I'm going to be live in the afternoon, so we'll have a lot of things to do. If you're not available, then you're going to miss a lot. But you can join on the Figma the YouTube as well. This receipt looks good, but mm, not now. Not now. It looks good, but not now. This receipt looks good. Yeah, but not now. It looks good, but not for us. So let me move on. Guys, we're closing at 7. What? I said 3 hours, right? Yeah, 7 will be too much because my system is shutting down. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Mm, why do they have only two, three designs? Like, no one has a full design that I can just pick and use. No one has a full design that I can just pick and use. Just two pieces, two pieces, two pieces. Everybody want to keep their things to themselves. You guys are being stingy with your creativity, right? No problem. I ain't got nothing to say, bruh. Um, let's take a look at this. If we don't get anything from here, I think we have a bigger UI, like the first one. We have that one to use, right? We have that one to use. Oh, this person really tried having a case study, a prototype, a wireframe, and all that. Wow. Then it better look good. Oh, this very mid. Nah, feels very busy and loaded. Dashboard is this is too much for a mobile device. This is too much for a mobile device. This is a crypto wallet. Says Wise Wallet. Wow. Guys, this is too much. It can't. He has a whole layout and things put together, but I'm not feeling it. Let's start with the very first one and see. Don't redirect me, please. iBank. Let's see what iBank got for us. Mm, mm, mm. Let's jump straight to the design. Oh, there's a lot. Um, It's all full of SVGs and uh, let me look at the settings. Is payment details, payment details. It's like the payment history. The details is no different from what I have, so let me move on. The detail is not different from what I have. If we come to the profile, that's not even the profile. So that's it. Bah, bruh, oh, block. So that's it. I think these days it's designers don't want to do what they want to do because those days Figma used to be like, bro, you go in there and then you have a full design just left there for you to come pick and do your thing. But now it's like everybody is stingy with their design. They just put two, three things there and be like, yeah, we ain't gonna give you all of it. So this person's okay. Now people are being stingy with their designs. So yeah, but I think we've gotten a pretty good UI for the homepage. Homepage is the most important part of the app, right? If a user will get hooked to your app, the landing page, your app, your website, the landing page is always the most vital part of it because that's where the user lands first. And if that site is crazy, you get to hold the user for life. And if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't matter how good other screens look, that user would one day run away from your app. So let's see if we can have settings. This is the receipt. Looks just like the previous one. Have we checked this already? Feels like I saw something like this and this. Feels like I've already checked this. Mm, check it on the wireframe. It makes sense, right? Mm, it makes sense on the wireframe. Oh, um, yeah, yeah. So, guys, I think at this point, the UIs are not UI. So we have this that we would use for the mobile section. Yeah, we have this that we'll use for the home page. We have this that we'll use for the home page, and then I think this is okay, but just this uh, other sections. Yeah, we can stick to this, or maybe we can equally bring it back, bring it down a little. Yeah, we can bring it down. We can bring it down. We can bring it down, and then we'll replace this with boxes. So we'll replace this with boxes, or we can use this for boxes. Then we use this for transactions. Then when you go to, yeah, so um this for boxes, then this for transactions. Let's see. We have to log in again. It's 094177449. Let's see what's pass. So guys, we have a lot of work to do. As you can see, we went only to get a UI for settings, but now we've gotten something new. So I think this is looking pretty good. Let's just work on the navigator, right? This, if we make it floating, the whole design will change right now. I wanted to run away at 7, but the spirit just called me to work. The spirit just called me to work on this, right? So let's go to the bottom nav and get the building start. Yeah, let's get a building started. We are gonna make a floating bottom nav. Have you done it before? Have you created a floating bottom nav before? If yes, raise your hand. If no, get ready to see nothing. Yeah, so the first thing we are gonna do is to close all this. Let's collapse all this. And then let's check the values or the properties of the. Okay, so we have color. That's great. We have background color. So first, let's start with background color. Let's start with background color, and then let's give it base color, right? It's gonna be green, I know. Let me give it base green color. Yeah, so that's our background color now. And then the next thing to do is to put it in a padding. So if we put it in a padding, we are gonna have that. So that means already it's floating. But this padding can be changed to container. So it will remain the same, right? Yeah. Now the next thing is to do decoration for the container. We'll use box decoration. This thing stop generating for me. All right. Yeah. So we're going to use box decoration. But the problem we are having here is the let me see, the padding at the bottom, right? Can we, when did I add that padding? Can we take it off? Can we remove that padding? Because it's because we are using label, right? It's because we are using label. That's why the bottom this thing is that huge. Okay, no problem. For now, let me use my 16, all right? And then we'll use the border box. Paul, thanks for the follow. Sorry, I wasn't even looking on the screen. Thanks for the follow. All right. Thanks for the follow. So we are gonna change this. We can now give this color to our container, right? So we can say color and then we call the base red color. Yeah. So now we can see the container away from that. We are saying that red down there because we are using margin padding for the container. If we should use margin, the red will be away from the screen, right? So let's try margin and see. Yeah. So now the container is out from there. If we should change the background color of this to transparent, then we should likely see the container color. Yeah. So now we can see the container. We can see our container. Now what we want to do to the container is to give it a border radius, right? So we are going to have border radius. Then it's going to be circular border radius, right? And then when we give it a circular border radius, what should it be? We'll start from 16.0. We want it to be very round, very circular. Since that's it, then we will just give it 100, right? But the problem here is this thing at the bottom here, right? This thing at the bottom here. So what we can do is to bottom nav bar, bottom nav bar. Yeah. So we can add box decoration. We can add box shadow, blah 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 blah. What else do we have to add? I have to remove that label. I have to remove the label from the bottom there. But let's go pick the colors. I don't know if we should use the, let's use base color. Let's use the base color. And oh, Victor, I think you are lost because you joined late. How long have you been here? Or maybe because we started before you come in. But don't worry. Uh, the YouTube channel, we are live on the YouTube channel too. So yeah, don't worry. We are live on the YouTube channel. So the video is very long, right? The video is very long, but you can go back to the YouTube channel and then get it. So the schedule is usually midnight. Yeah, it's usually midnight, mostly from 2 a.m. Mostly from 2 a.m. till morning. Yeah, but I'm trying to also do daytime as well. The reason why I do the midnight is I do a lot during the day. So I have to sleep and then relax, wake up fresh, and then do the midnight. And because watching TikTok live or live videos also takes a lot of data bundle, I decided to do it midnight so that people can even do midnight bundles to view. Yeah, that is why. But I also today I'm likely to do daytime, right? So I'm likely to do daytime because we have a lot. We've discovered these new designs that we have to incorporate into the app. So I have to do daytime. You see. Yeah. So around just put the post notifications on. If you're on my TikTok, just put the notification on. If you're on YouTube too, just go and subscribe and put the post notification on so that as soon as I go live, you'll get notified. Yeah. So we were done with the app and we are supposed to close until I saw this here. And now I want us to have a nav bar. Uh, I want us to give our nav bar the floating style, right? I want us to give it a floating UI. And that's what we are trying to achieve here. But it seems there is something hiding behind here, which is the label, right? And the label is kind of the label is kind of creating a space that we don't need down there. So if I should show label, you see this. If I should hide label, I don't think it's because of the label. Then there's something down there. There is something down there. There is something that makes me come into your presence. Is it because of this? Oh, sorry. Is it because of this? Let me see. No, it's not because of that. No, it's not because of that. And then I can't tell what exactly is making it's creating this space at the bottom there. I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell. On top, parent index celebration, bottom bar type. Mm, there's nothing here to if we change the type, yeah, sure. As time goes on, everything will make sense. Yeah, we'll find a way to kind of create better schedules and stuff, all those stuff. Yeah. If which one is the shifting button? Which one is that? Oh no no no. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But I where is this thing coming from, guys? I don't know where this thing is coming from. Oh yeah, the last time I stated that we have one ongoing and we are almost done with it. So what we can do is to since you are following and you've subscribed as well, when the class is getting close, I'll just announce it in the live, right? I'll just announce it in the live and then everybody can join and have access to it. Mostly it's in person, but when the time is closed, then we'll see how we'll do it. Yeah, mostly for the classes, it's in person because I want you to ask questions. I want to take everything from the basic, explain to you how Flutter came by, how Flutter communicates with the devices and all that. So that's why we made it in person. Yeah, so that you have access to correct explanations and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, the classes are coming on. Just get ready because it's not gonna be free, so we have to get ready. Yeah. As for the in-person classes are not free because we normally go for a venue. We have to get a venue, get places and all that. So we're paying for all those things. So yeah, that one is not free. But for this online ones, yeah, okay, good to hear that. Yeah, for the online ones, we just join and then we have fun. We just join and then we have fun. I'm talking, but I'm still thinking about where the space is coming from because it's not here. It's not here. So where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? If we do this, if we should put this in a column, right? And then we make the size, right? we make main size. Let's see. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing, guys. I don't want us to manually build this because we can do it manually, but I don't want us to manually build it. So what do we do now? What do we do? Or what I can do now is let me call a new navigation bar, right? Let me call a new bottom navigation bar. Then for the items, I'll do uh, bottom navigation bar item, and then item I'll call for icon I'll call home. Yeah, I'll call home, right? Then I can just proceed to duplicate this. So now let's rerun and see. Says was filled, blah blah blah. Item must have an unknown label. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. So let's give it a label. So let's give it a label and we'll call it home. So we're just gonna copy this and then we paste. Yeah. So now let's rerun and see. So now we have this, and if we should check the bottom nav height. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so it has something that says landscape layouts. Landscape layout dot let me see centered and then spread doesn't really do anything, right? So let's check the background. Let's give it a background color. Um, guys, this thing is ah, I'm getting confused because that's space, right? Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic, welcome. That space in there. So let me go in here. Don't take me off this place. Let me go in here and say remove default bottom bottom nav bar height in flatter, right? So bottom nav bar height size box. So okay, so it's saying we can use size box to determine the height, right? So if we should wrap this in a size box and we give it a height of 32, okay, 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 okay. I see. Um, but still, it doesn't make sense to me because let's give it a padding and make the padding 16. Mm, make the padding 16 and then let's do let's show the label RO or row, thanks for the likes. Yeah, thanks for the likes. And then let's hide the label, right? Show selected label to false. Thanks for the likes, everybody. I really appreciate it. Show unselected labels to false. So we still have this. Thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate it, Ro. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. Let's get the building going. Yeah, so I'm gonna have this. So this is not supposed to be this big, right? So we can have a symmetric. This will be our horizontal, and then we can have a vertical alignment, right? Then we can make that one 24, right? So that it will move a little bit away from this, all right? And then so because we are using padding, okay, let's change this to container and make this margin, right? Yeah, and then let's make the background transparent, right? So this is a raw code and just we trying to find out things and stuff like that. And then if the background is transparent, the container will have a box decoration of color, which is yellow. And then let's see what the yellow will give us. All right, so we're just trying to throw the space away. Yeah, just trying to get rid of the space. That's all. Now I've turned the whole project to a playground. The thing is, we can build all this, right? We can build all this manually, but it's just that the manual one will do a lot. That's the thing. And I don't want us to do a lot, right? Because we can start by creating a row, creating children, and then we'll do the rest. But let me see what this thing is saying. Mm. So it's saying you can use a container, right, to do that. And then you use a row. And the row is not what I want, it's what I don't want to use, right? But with what it is doing, I think we just have to use that one. I think we just have to use that one. I think we just have to use that one. So let me change this, right? We are going to use expanded because I want us to have a space between our stuff. So if we have a child, we are going to have an icon. Then that icon will be home. Then we can have a flex one. That's all. Don't stress me. Then we are going to have a same thing for this, same thing for this. So let's rerun. And now we have this. So since we have that rule, we can now put it in a padding, and the padding will push it away from that, right? But the more we push it, what's the creation? Color. Let's have Let's have it. Let's have it. This color. Yeah. So instead of padding, we're using margin. Yeah. So mm, symmetric. Vertical will be 24. Then horizontal will be what? What? 16. Now, I want to get rid of all of this and then let's build it manually using the most simple distant approach, right? So we are gonna have our page view wrapped in do you know about the stack widgets? Yeah. So we are gonna wrap our page view inside of the stack widgets, right? Like this. And then we will have it. Oh, stop what you are doing. And then we would have stop giving me. We have alignment bottom center, right? And when we have child, we are gonna have this. Mm. So let's run. And then we are gonna have this. Okay. Or we can still try the build bottom navbar items. So the issue is coming from that build bottom navbar. Yeah. So we have this now. So we can scroll our elements behind it, right? That's what we can do. So let's make our horizontal is supposed to be 24, vertical is supposed to be 32. Then we check that, and then we have a few elements in there. The elements are five, right? So we are gonna have this. Let's make them five. I want us to make it look exactly like what we want to achieve, right? Yeah. Then our container is gonna have a padding, right? It's gonna have a padding, a vertical padding, right? What? Vertical 16.0. Yeah. So when we have that, so we are gonna have our border radius. So we are gonna have our border radius, which will be circular, and we use 100 for it. So this is how we can just achieve our our work. All right, what we want to get from here, what we are looking to achieve, the floating button, right? This is how we can achieve it, right? So all we have to do is that this element right here, the pages, before that we will just put a big spacing in between, right? We put a spacing down there to kind of make it so if we do home page, we can have the page view in a column, same thing. Yeah, we can't, right? What we can do to give a space today is to go to the home page and give a space after the last element, right? So let's scroll down there. Where is the body? Yeah. So what we can do after the last element, hey, I have a lot of data in here, Charlie. Charlie. So after the recent activities, mm, yeah, so after recent activities, and then we can add a padding there now. So when we scroll to the top, let's do one trading padding so that it can scroll beyond this. Yeah. So now we have this. Should we continue the build? Yeah, because we are not done. So we can now move ahead and increase our padding. Where's the padding? Yeah. So now we can have this. So now we can have this. And then we'll replace all this with icons, right? Mm, mm. So we can now replace this with our icon, which is gonna take some few doings, but we should be done. We should get it right. Yeah. So let's say build bottom nav bar item. If that particular, we are here again. Oh, so this is an issue because the side nav is not supposed to appear on this. Yeah, we are not gonna have the side nav again, so no yawa. We are not gonna have the side nav again, so I think we are good. It shouldn't be an issue. We are not gonna have the side nav, so 0 to 0, 9 for 1, 7 for 9. We have Susu box pass. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So let's try to see if we can replace this with something else. Um, let's replace only one of this with build. Okay, yeah, it's given an error because it can be assigned to a widget. All right, so let's change this to a widget, and then this should be we are not gonna need a label again, so this should just be a column. Nah, we are just gonna have one icon, right? We are just gonna have one icon, but I think we can have two. Yeah, active icon and inactive icon. So we can equally have a size box. Yeah, so we can have mm, so we can give them think think we can give them int ID, right? And then we will return then we return mm, uh, okay, so we return ID equals navigation um yeah, navigation view model dot current index dot value. If the ID is equal to the current index's value, then we'll return active. So let's do not equals the false element first. So if it is not equals, then we return this. All right. Oh, mm, why are you throwing an error? So we return image icon, right? Or we return image icon. Sorry. Yeah. So we return that. And then so if current index dot value, if it's not, then we will return asset image, then we'll pass icon, or we return asset image, and we'll pass active icon. Hmm. So this is what we have. And then we are going to wrap this. We'll wrap this in on tap. Yeah. So let's comment out all this. Let's comment out this and so skip the errors there. Yeah. So when we come here, build nav item, right? Yeah. So we'll call the our build nav item. Okay. So now, guys, we are getting close. We are building our this one. Oh, sorry. We are building a a custom this thing, nav bar. So a custom floating nav bar. So let's just do it together. Yeah. So yeah. So we move to this. The ID will be one, and the icon Okay, so we give it this icon, then we give this icon. Yeah, so now we can take this and bring it here. So you become one, then users outlined, and then users field, right? So we're gonna have users outlined, then we're gonna have users field. And then we go onto this. Mm, this becomes this. So we have one, two. This becomes this. Ah, oh, huh. Hmm. Okay, I'll do it. So when we jump here, we have to build our custom thing, oh, guys. Oh yeah, um, you have to build our custom thing. So we'll build add box nav item, and then we'll make the sizes 40, right? Yeah, so that's all. So when we come here, um, let me replace this rather. So we're gonna have expanded, didn't ask you to do anything for me. So we're gonna have icon, mm, 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 mm. So we're gonna have this for icon. Guys, I'm getting tired. My battery is going low. Yeah, so we are just building our custom. Let's see what we have so far. Yeah, it's looking good. Blah 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 shape. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? I swear. If this is outlined, then this is filled. Okay, so it's active. That's why it's filled. Okay, so let's call on expanded. Expanded, and then we call on child. Then we call on build, add button. Yeah, ID becomes 3. So we're not gonna have an icon for this one because we already have the icons in there, right? So I'm not gonna require an icon for it. So the ID becomes 2. Yeah. And then this ID becomes 3, which is transaction outline and then transaction field, right? Transaction outline and then transaction field. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so the issue, where is the issue coming from? Is it after I added a transaction? I think the issue is coming from the transaction. Is it? Hmm. Let's do this part. Let's do this part. So this becomes 4, and then that is settings, right? Settings outline and then settings field. So we have this. So as soon as transaction came in, everything turned upside down. Everything turned upside down, which means transaction is having something around it. Because if we should replace this with settings and settings field, why? Okay, so now let me take my row, right? And change the main axis alignment to space between, right? Why do we have 5 elements? Okay, I haven't, oh, I didn't, sorry. Okay, it was the flex, right? It was the flex. Yeah. So now we have our floating action button, but I feel like it's very big. It's too big. It's too big. So what we can do is to reduce this to 16, right? 16 should be okay. Yeah, 16 should be okay. Mm, mm. So when we do like this, like this, and this, guys, can you see? We have our button well laid out. Yeah. So the next thing is to do the on-click events, and then we are good to go. Then we are good to go. So when we come down here, we have to add an on-click event, right? So we are going to use a sized box at this point. So we are going to return a sized box, or better still, we can just return gesture detector, right? And then we have uh, the child becomes this. Yeah. So when you tap, the current index becomes that particular one. Yeah. Okay. So why is it not? Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. So when you tap page controller, they'll jump into this. Yeah. So you are setting the states like this. You are setting the states like this. Then after you set the state, you jump into it. Yeah. So now when we tap on the icon, our pages should move. Can you see that? Yeah. So let's do the last one, then we're good to go. So return gesture detector. We can throw everything down there. So we are gonna have this. And then we cut this. All right. We replace this two with this. Yeah. So we have our custom floating button. We have our custom floating button now. The only thing is the colors. We have to change how the colors look because that's a very bad color scheme to give to a floating action button of this type. But we would identify that later. So we are going to keep these few things for now. We've made a lot of progress with all this. I just have to delete this, right? Because we don't need it anymore. We don't need it anymore. Yeah. Yeah. So rebuild, and then we have this. Yeah. Let's clear and build again and see what we got. Yeah. So we have our button. All right. So that is that. This afternoon we will continue with the buttons. With the bottom nav bar, we will continue to make it look good. But before that, we would have to implement this, right? We would have to implement this UI for it here. And then when we are done, then we will know the best color to use for the bottom nav, right? And we will know the best color to use for the bottom nav. So it's nice having you guys on board. All the live video has been recorded on the YouTube channel. As you can see, we are live on the YouTube channel. So you can go there, check it out, subscribe to it, watch over and over again. I know we've done a lot of speaking and stuff, so you can forward it to wherever section you want to. Yeah. And then you should also subscribe and you should also follow because this afternoon we are going to have a live video. We are going to have a live to implement the rest of the design, which is going to be this very beautiful designs. And we are going to do this, we are going to do this, and you don't want to miss it, right? You wouldn't want to miss it. So I want you there. I want you here. I want to build this together with you. And just follow, put on post notifications, and then when I go live again, you will receive the notification and you will join on time this time around. So I'll see you guys on our next episode this afternoon. And always remember to follow, put on post notifications, subscribe, and put on post notifications. Let's say bye bye together. So we go on TikTok and then we'll say bye bye.